Yo, hoop fans, your sideline sage, Tips and Upstreams, is lacing up once again. On deck, deep dives into the freshest NBA clashes, ready to set the planks ablaze. But before we jump the ball, be sure to hammer that subscribe on our YouTube channel to keep hooked with our sharp forecasts and prime selections. All right, let's bounce into today's NBA Crystal Ball reads. The first prediction for today is for the game between New Orleans Pelicans and Detroit Pistons. As the New Orleans Pelicans set their wings toward the heart of the Motor City to clash with the Detroit Pistons at the famed Little Caesars Arena, we're on the brink of witnessing a hoops saga reminiscent of David versus Goliath. The Pelicans, still buzzing from their triumphant conquest over Miami, are strutting their stuff, proving why they're the dark horse contenders from the West. Their recent showcases of sharpshooting brilliance, both from downtown and within the paint, highlight an offensive juggernaut in the making. With C.J. McCollum at the helm and a defense that's as impenetrable as Fort Knox, they've showcased a masterclass in basketball finesse on both ends of the court. The Pistons, however, narrate a different tale, one of grit, grind, and the green shoots of rebirth. Their valiant stand against Boston notwithstanding, the team's roller coaster ride, marked by erratic three-point shooting and a propensity for turnovers, has them playing catch-up. Despite the youthful zeal of James Wiseman and Cade Cunningham, the squad, while brimming with potential, still seems a step behind in the dance against the league's titans. Diving into the numbers uncovers the Pelicans' edge in critical battlegrounds, shooting efficiency from the arc to the glass, and a prowess in snagging rebounds on both fronts, especially in enemy territory. The Pistons' fortress at home hasn't quite translated into a significant statistical lift, an insight that might just tip the scales considering the Pelicans' formidable form on the road. The historical matchups lean heavily in favor of the Pelicans, especially on Detroit's turf, a narrative hard to dismiss. New Orleans' recent rhythm, combined with their depth and tactical versatility, even sand stars like Brandon Ingram, underscores a squad braced for every eventuality. Zion Williamson's resurgence injects a potent spike to their offensive might. Considering injuries and recent forms, the scales tip decidedly towards New Orleans. The Pistons, amidst an era of experimentation, seem ill-equipped to counter the Pelicans' well-rounded and explosive gameplay. Taking stock of the statistical superiority, historical edge, and current momentum, the forecast points to a commanding victory for the New Orleans Pelicans. Yet, the 12-point spread poses a challenge in a league where heart and the sheer unpredictability of sport reign supreme. The Pistons, for all their woes, have moments of brilliance that could see them narrowly beat the spread in a contest that promises more closeness than the numbers imply. Meanwhile, the tilt towards a high-scoring encounter looks likely, albeit with the Pistons' struggles from the perimeter possibly dampening their contribution to the scoreboard. Thus, a prudent expectation would be a total score flirting with the preset line, with a cautious nudge towards the under, given Detroit's recent scoring woes. In summary, anticipate the New Orleans Pelicans to clinch this bout, parading their playoff-bound prowess. However, the Detroit Pistons, fueled by pride and the underdog spirit, could make the spread a tightrope walk, ensuring the game remains tighter than anticipated. My money's on the New Orleans Pelicans to win, with the Detroit Pistons managing to cover the 12-point spread. The next prediction for today is for the game between Philadelphia 76ers and Los Angeles Clippers. As the Philadelphia 76ers roll into the City of Angels to take on the Los Angeles Clippers at the Crypto.com arena, we're set for a classic showdown that's more than just a game. It's a battle of wills and tactics as we near the NBA season's climax. The Sixers, boasting a 38-32 record, and nearly mirroring that with a 37-32-1 against the spread, are bouncing back from a rough tangle with the LA Lakers. Their journey's been a tale of balance with a 17-17 road record and a slightly brighter 18-16 against the spread, positioning them as the Eastern Conference's dark horses. On the flip side, the Clippers are riding a 44-25 wave, showing grit with a 34-35 against the spread. Fresh off outmaneuvering the Portland Trail Blazers, their fortress at home stands tall with a 22-11 record, though their spread coverage at home, 16-17, leaves room for debate. Anchored fourth in the Western Conference, they've got their sights set on a playoff odyssey. Peeking into the numbers, the Sixers and Clippers reveal contrasting arsenals that could tip the scales tonight. The Sixers, with their middle-tier offense averaging 114.7 points on a 46.4% shooting spree, lean heavily on their defensive shield, leading the league with 14.6 turnovers per game and capping opponents at 112.4 points. They're a formidable force against the Clippers' offensive juggernaut. The Clippers, flaunting a top-notch offense with a 49.1% field goal success rate and 38.8% from beyond the arc, average 116.5 points per game. Their free throw precision, 82.0%, keeps the heat on their rivals. Yet, their 10th-ranked defense might hit a snag against the Sixers' rebounding prowess. With no prior matchups this season to draw from, the Sixers' road struggles and the Clippers' home dominion over Eastern foes hint at a potential edge. Additionally, the Sixers' consecutive game schedule may dent their stamina, a vulnerability the Clippers, under Tyronn Lue's strategy, are ready to exploit. Analyzing the stats, recent forms, and situational factors, like the Sixers' latest defeat and the Clippers' stronghold at home, the scales seem to tip in favor of the Clippers. Yet, the 9.5-point spread predicts a nail-biter. The Sixers' knack for turnovers and fast breaks suggests they'll cling close, making them a savvy bet against the spread. With both teams' scoring streaks, expect the scoreboard to light up past 216 points for a high-octane match. In essence, the Clippers might clinch the win on their turf, but the 76ers are likely to keep it tighter than a 9.5-point spread in an overachieving total score game. This duel isn't just a testament to their current forms and histories, but a narrative on the unpredictable dance of NBA matchups, where strategy and individual brilliance often surprise. The next prediction for today is for the game between Cleveland Cavaliers and Miami Heat. In the electrifying world of the NBA, the impending clash between the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Miami Heat is stirring excitement among hoops aficionados. The Heat, with a 38-32 record, are battling to escape the 7th slot in the Eastern Conference to dodge the play-in tournament. Meanwhile, the Cavaliers, solidly in third place at 43-26, find themselves in a bit of a bind due to injury woes, slowing their pace and piling up losses. Fresh off a nail-biter against the Heat, where they were edged out 107-104, the Cavs demonstrated their mettle. They hit nearly 47% from the field and 36% from downtown, with Jarrett Allen putting up a monster double-double of 25 points and 20 rebounds, highlighting Cleveland's prowess in crunch time. On their home court, Miami matched the intensity, clinching a win with shooting nearly 46% overall and an impressive 94.7% from the charity stripe. Jimmy Butler was the game-changer for the Heat, scoring 30 points on 57.9% shooting, showcasing Miami's tenacity and home court leverage. Delving into the numbers, the Cavaliers have been an offensive juggernaut, dropping 113.4 points per game on 47.9% shooting. Their defensive stats are equally impressive, holding opponents to 109.4 points and keeping them to a 45.7% shooting clip. These figures speak to Cleveland's holistic approach to gameplay, excelling at both ends of the floor. The Heat, while not as flashy on offense with 109.7 points per game, make up for it with their defense, restricting opponents to just 109.2 points. Their 46.4% shooting accuracy suggests room for improvement, but their defensive solidity and game management are the linchpins of their strategy. Reviewing their recent duels in Miami, it's clear these teams have been evenly matched, with each showing flashes of brilliance. However, the Cavs have proven resilient, especially in unfriendly confines. The injury list adds an interesting twist to the showdown, with the Cavaliers without stars like Donovan Mitchell, Evan Mobley, and Ty Jerome, and Miami missing Josh Richardson and Tyler Herro. These absences will surely impact the game flow, calling on other players to elevate their game. Given the Cavs' recent slip-ups and Miami's hiccup against the Pelicans, both squads have points to prove. Nevertheless, Cleveland's edge in shooting percentages and rebounding slightly tips the scales in their favor for this encounter. Taking into account the team's performances and their last meetings in Miami, the game is expected to be a close contest. However, Cleveland's statistical edge and adaptability may give them the upper hand. With Miami favored by a 4.5-point spread, they face an uphill battle against a resilient Cavaliers team. Analyzing the stats and considering Cleveland's adaptability, the prediction tilts towards the Cavaliers overcoming the spread and potentially securing a win. The defensive strengths and rebounding prowess of both teams indicate a likely lower scoring affair, with under 204.5 points being a sensible bet. In summary, despite Miami's home advantage and Cleveland's injury challenges, the depth of statistics, recent form, and the Cavaliers' knack for pivotal moments favor them. Expect a tight contest, with Cleveland's efficiency and resilience leading them to outperform the spread and possibly clinch a win in Miami. My wager is on the Cleveland Cavaliers to beat the 4.5-point spread. The next prediction for today is for the game between Oklahoma City Thunder and Milwaukee Bucks. In an eagerly awaited clash at the Fiserv Forum, the Oklahoma City Thunder roll into town to face off against the Milwaukee Bucks in a matchup that's expected to light up the scoreboard. Both squads have been on fire offensively, with the Thunder looking to keep their winning streak alive and the Bucks determined to strengthen their lead in the Central Division. The Thunder are tearing up the court, racking up victorias over tough teams like the Mavericks, Grizzlies, Jazz, and Raptors. They're scoring an impressive 120.7 points per game on 50% shooting, while their defense has kept opponents to just 112.9 points on 45.5% shooting. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is in the spotlight, dropping a stunning 30.8 points per game and becoming a defensive hierarchy league-wide. On the other side, the Bucks, with Giannis Antetokounmpo and Damian Lillard leading the charge, are not far behind, averaging 120.6 points. Despite a stumble against the Celtics, wins over the Suns and Nets showcase their bounce-back ability. The Fiserv Forum has been a fortress, evidenced by their 28-7 home record, showing their dominance on familiar ground. Looking at the numbers, the Thunder's recent away game performance is noteworthy, with a 4-1 record in their last 5 on the road, proving they can shine even in tough arenas. However, their consistency in beating the spread in these games has been hit or miss, making wager predictions a bit trickier. Conversely, Milwaukee's home advantage is formidable, as seen in their 5-0 record in recent home games. The scoring duo of Antetokounmpo and Lillard, along with clutch plays, adds depth to their offensive game, making them a tough opponent. In terms of direct confrontations, past games in Milwaukee might offer some clues, but current dynamics and team changes add a layer of unpredictability. Both teams have star players who can dramatically change the course of the game, from Gilgeous-Alexander's scoring prowess to Antetokounmpo's versatile dominance. Injuries and player availability are key factors. Both the Thunder and Bucks have shown resilience, with crucial players stepping up when needed. The clash will likely be decided by which team can impose their game style more effectively. Analyzing statistics, home versus away performance, and recent trends, this game is shaping up to be a thriller. With the Bucks' strong home record and the Thunder's solid road victories, it's a showdown between giants. The Thunder's scoring efficiency and form might give them the upper hand. Expect a high-scoring game, with the total points possibly exceeding expectations. To sum up, this matchup is a classic battle of offensive power versus strategic depth and home court leverage. The Thunder's momentum and scoring ability, especially against top teams, make them slight favorites to beat the spread. Anticipate a tight game, with Oklahoma City using their recent success to stay competitive until the end. My prediction, Oklahoma City Thunder will beat the 3-point spread. The next prediction for today is for the game between Golden State Warriors and Minnesota Timberwolves. As the Golden State Warriors and the Minnesota Timberwolves gear up for an electrifying clash at the Target Center this coming Sunday, we're all set to witness a riveting spectacle of NBA magic. The Warriors, with a season of highs and lows, stand at a pivotal point. On the other side, the Timberwolves, having outmaneuvered some tough teams while also taking some hits, gear up as formidable adversaries. Golden State shines with a dazzling offense, racking up 118.5 points on 47.3% shooting, thanks to Stephen Curry's awe-inspiring scoring prowess, boasting an average of 26.8 points and a commendable 4.9 assists. The scoring arsenal is further fortified by Klay Thompson and Jonathan Kuminga. Despite a hiccup against the Pacers, where their third-quarter game slumped, the Warriors' bounce-back ability and scoring dynamism stand unshaken. The Timberwolves counter with a stellar defense, topping the charts in minimizing opponent scores per game and shooting accuracy. Fueled by Anthony Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns, their offense tallies 113.1 points at a slightly superior 48.4% efficiency over the Warriors. but their defensive mettle will be put to the test against Golden State's explosive attack. Diving into the past showdowns in Minneapolis, the Timberwolves historically have the upper hand at home. However, this season's twists, including injury worries for key players like Edwards and Gobert, and the absence of Towns, tip the scales. The Warriors, at full strength and without major injuries, have the flexibility and depth to seize these opportunities. Fighting for a slot in the play-in tournament, with the Rockets hot on their heels, the Warriors approach this match with a heightened sense of urgency. It's not just a showcase of skills, but a testament to their resolve. With the league's top rebounding and three-point scoring prowess, spearheaded by Curry, the Warriors emerge as a daunting challenge for the Timberwolves' defensive setup. Taking into account the stats, recent performances, and the strategic game of player availability, the prediction tilts in favor of the Golden State Warriors. Beyond just putting up a strong fight, they're expected to surpass the 3.5-point spread defined by the odds makers. Despite the Timberwolves' defensive might and the leverage of playing at home, the Warriors' offensive fire, and the pressing need for wins in the close Western Conference race earmark them as the squad to watch. The game's pivot will be Golden State's knack for breaching Minnesota's leading defense and leveraging their rebounding prowess to dictate the tempo. With Curry leading the onslaught, backed by Thompson and Kuminga's scoring talent, the Warriors are primed to challenge the Timberwolves' defensive hegemony. Against the backdrop of the Warriors' urgency and the Timberwolves' injury woes, the balance of betting trends and stats highlights Golden State's potential to not just compete but to beat the spread in this face-off. Hence, in a battle where offense meets defense, the Golden State Warriors' scoring might and strategic depth are anticipated to carry the day. My money's on the Golden State Warriors beating the 3.5-point spread. The last prediction for today is for the game between Indiana Pacers and Los Angeles Lakers. Tonight, the NBA lights up with a blockbuster as the Indiana Pacers roll into Crypto.com arena, ready to battle it out with the Los Angeles Lakers. This isn't your average game. It's a high-stakes showdown with playoff implications for both squads. The Pacers, riding the high of triumphs over the Warriors and Pistons, are firing on all cylinders. They're dropping buckets at an impressive clip of 122.8 points per game, thanks to sharpshooting that's hitting the mark at 50.5%. Pacers powerhouse Pascal Siakam and the high-flying Tyrese Haliburton are the architects of this offensive blitz. Yet, their defense is leaking points, surrendering 120.5 per outing. Indiana comes in buzzing from a two-game win streak, but their shaky defense might just crumble against the Lakers' home court dominance. Meanwhile, the Lakers are on their own win streak, having dispatched the Hawks and 76ers with a blend of offensive firepower and defensive fortitude, netting 117.2 points while locking down their hoop to match. LeBron James and Anthony Davis are steering the ship, offering both the firepower and guidance needed on the court. Their latest outings reveal a squad that dictates the game's tempo, making the most of their fortress at home. Peeking at the numbers, the Pacers lead the league in scoring and assists, a testament to their offensive synergy and execution. But the Lakers counter with deadly efficiency in shooting and an edge in boards, especially on their turf, suggesting they can match Indiana's offensive onslaught. The Lakers' stronghold at home, combined with Indiana's defensive woes on the road, adds an intriguing layer to this clash. Looking back at recent face-offs in Los Angeles tilts the odds. The Lakers have a knack for exploiting the Pacers' defensive gaps, leaning on their stars to secure pivotal wins. With Indiana amid a grinding schedule and on a lengthy road swing, their stamina and sharpness could be tested. The Pacers' struggles against dominant rebounding and shooting teams could spell trouble as they try to contain the Lakers' front court, particularly a rebound machine like Anthony Davis. The game's tempo will be crucial, with Indiana pressing fast against a Lakers squad adept in quick transitional plays. Injuries and lineup changes are wild cards, especially for the Lakers, where LeBron's presence can shift dynamics. But assuming both teams are at full strength, the Lakers' home advantage, rebounding superiority, and defensive prowess, set against the Pacers' packed schedule, suggest a Lakers win and a cover on the spread. In essence, comparing both teams' offensive and defensive metrics, home-away records, and recent matchups in Los Angeles, The Lakers are primed to leverage their home advantage and the Pacers' defensive gaps. With the Pacers' exhaustive road stint and the Lakers' playoff push, the Lakers are tipped to clinch the win and cover the 3-point spread. While a total points tally of 240.5 points is a stretch, the offensive talent on display could push it over. Yet, the smart money is on the Lakers, controlling the tempo and deploying their defensive acumen to curb the Pacers' scoring spree. My bet is on the Los Angeles Lakers to not only win, but also cover the 3-point spread.